Hello, everyone. Welcome to the weekly VOC news, where we bring you the latest and the most significant news around Chinland this past week. My name is Alvin, and here are tonight's news headlines. This week, we bring you reports on the death of the Secretary of the Health Department under the Zopay Council after the Myanmar military junta carried out an airstrike targeting the headquarters of CDF Zopay and surrounding areas in Tantlang Township, Chinland. We also report on the Myanmar military junta's intensified military offensive in southern Chinland, where it is launching large-scale ground operations while simultaneously carrying out heavy aerial bombardments across the region. In addition, ASEAN Chair, the Philippine Foreign Affairs Secretary Maria Teresa Lazaro has announced that she is expected to meet with ethnic armed organizations in the coming days. These and other major developments from the week will be presented in this edition of VOC Weekly News. Van Do Chin, Secretary of the Health Department under the Zopay Council, was killed in an airstrike carried out by the Myanmar military junta targeting the headquarters of CDF Zopay and surrounding areas in Tantlang Township, Chinland. According to local sources, at around 8 a.m. on June 11th, the Myanmar military junta launched more than 20 airstrikes on the CDF Zopay headquarters and nearby areas, despite the absence of any ground clashes. The attacks were carried out by 7 fighter jets deployed from air bases in Naypyidaw, Tadau, Meiktila, and Magwe. As a result of the airstrikes, 28-year-old Van Do Chin, also known as Chin Chin, was killed, while approximately 6 other people sustained injuries. Van Do Chin was a law graduate from Moyua University and had previously served as a judge under the Zopay Council before taking on her role as Secretary of the Health Department. The Myanmar military junta launched its latest offensive toward Tantlang town in early June from Hakka after previously capturing Phalam and Didim towns in northern Chinland through overwhelming military force. More than 200 junta troops advancing from Hakka entered Tantlang town on June 9th. Following their entry into the town, the junta intensified aerial bombardments against areas controlled by Chin-resistant forces. The escalation comes after Min Aung Hlaing, who declared himself president, called on ethnic armed organizations, EAOs, to engage in peace talks within 100 days. Despite the call for dialogue, the junta has escalated military operations across Myanmar and is carrying out intensified ground and air offensives in both northern and southern Chinland. The Myanmar military junta continues to carry out intense aerial bombardments across southern Chinland while simultaneously launching large-scale ground offensives with substantial troop deployments. According to local sources, the junta is advancing on Mindat and Kamplet towns with an estimated force of around 2,000 troops while conducting relentless airstrikes day and night in support of its ground operations. From June 1st to June 12 alone, Mindat town was subjected to more than 100 aerial attacks by the Myanmar military junta. Observers monitoring the airstrike situation in Mindat reported that the attacks caused widespread damage to buildings and civilian infrastructure. Sources said the junta has suffered significant casualties and setbacks during ground battles in Mindat and Kamplet townships, prompting it to intensify its aerial campaign and carried out continuous bombing raids across the area. Meanwhile, the junta reportedly reinforcing its positions along the Chinland-Magwe border. More than 200 additional troops, accompanied by 7 military vehicles, were reportedly seen moving from Lao Shui toward Saw Town, suggesting preparations for further military operations in the region. ASEAN Chair and Philippine Foreign Affairs Secretary Maria Teresa Lazaro has announced that she plans to meet with ethnic armed organizations, EAOs, in the coming days. According to a report by Reuters, Lazaro, who also serves as ASEAN Special Envoy on Myanmar, made the remarks while attending the Nikkei Forum on the Future of Asia held in Tokyo, Japan on June 10th. She said the planned meetings with the ethnic organizations are intended to help ASEAN gain a better understanding of the situation in Myanmar and explore possible solutions to the country's ongoing crisis. The Philippines is serving as the rotating chair of the Association of Southeast Asia Nations, ASEAN, this year. Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has appointed Lazaro as the country's special envoy on Myanmar. However, Lazaro did not provide details regarding which ethnic organizations she planned to meet or where the meetings will take place. Since the Myanmar military overthrew the elected civilian government in a coup in 2021, ASEAN has barred military leader Min Aung Hlaing from attending its high level summits and meetings. Following the installation of a nominal new government that emerged from what critics describe as a sham election held in April this year, ASEAN has been exploring ways to re engage with Myanmar while addressing the country's ongoing political crisis. In January, a stakeholders meeting aimed at finding solutions to Myanmar's political solution was also held in Manila with participation from several ethnic armed organizations. Human rights organization 45 Rights has called on governments of United Nations member states to take action against self-declared President Min Aung Hlaing and the Myanmar military junta over alleged war crimes and mass killings of civilians. The call was issued on June 9th following a field investigation conducted by 45 Rights into a Myanmar military junta airstrike on Yeruengong village in eastern Bago region on March 5, which reportedly killed 28 civilians, including children. According to 45 Rights, the massacre in Bago region highlights what it describes as the junta's ongoing strategy of instilling fear among civilian populations living in areas perceived to support resistant forces. The massacre in Bago demonstrates the military junta's continued strategy of terrorizing civilians in areas it believes support the resistance, said 45 Rights Director John Quinley. 45 Rights investigators traveled to Yeruengong village and interviewed at least 13 individuals, including survivors, eyewitnesses, and members of resistance groups. The investigation examined reports of an airstrike on a monastery as well as incidents involving the detention of civilians. In its findings, 45 Rights stated that troops from Infantry Battalion 20, Light Infantry Battalion 349, and Infantry Battalion 264, operating under the Myanmar military junta's 77th Light Infantry Division, entered Yiruengong village on March 5th. The organization alleged that civilians were detained and killed, while additional civilian deaths resulted from subsequent airstrikes. According to the report, a total of 28 civilians were killed during the incident. 45 Rights is an international human rights organization that has been documenting reports of mass killings and other human rights violations in Myanmar since the military coup in 2021. Myanmar military junta leader Min Aung Hlaing is expected to visit China in the coming days, according to official announcements. A statement released by China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs said that Min Aung Hlaing will make an official visit to China from June 15 to June 19 at the invitation of Chinese President Xi Jinping. Following the Myanmar military coup in 2021, Min Aung Hlaing oversaw an election that has been widely criticized by opposition groups and international observers and subsequently assumed the position of president. Last month, he made his first overseas trip since taking the presidency, visiting India. The upcoming visit to China will mark his second foreign trip in recent months. It comes only weeks after his visit to India, where he sought to strengthen diplomatic and economic ties amid continued international scrutiny of the Myanmar military junta. During his trip to India, Min Aung Hlaing met with India Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The two sides discussed trade cooperation, border security, and the possible resumption of the India-Myanmar-Thailand trilateral highway project. According to statements from the junta, discussions during the China visit will focus on strengthening the long-standing China-Myanmar relationship as well as expanding cooperation in economic, security, and other sectors. Since the 2021 military coup, China has continued to play a significant role in Myanmar's affairs. Beijing's influence has been particularly notable along the China Myanmar border, where several ethnic armed organizations, EAOs, operate and where China maintains considerable diplomatic and economic leverage. Minzin, a U.S. citizen and the founder as well as executive director of the Institute for Strategy and Policy, Myanmar, ISP Myanmar, has reportedly been detained by Chinese authorities on suspicion of espionage. According to Reuters, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Lin Jian stated during a regular press briefing on June 12th that Minzin, a Myanmar political analyst, was being held in accordance with Chinese law on suspicion of espionage and activities deemed harmful to China's national security. Lin Jian also said the Chinese authorities had informed the U.S. consultant general in Guangzhou regarding the case. Reports indicate that Minzin was detained on June 3rd after arriving by air in Kunming, a city in southern China. Minzin participated in Myanmar's 1988 pro-democracy uprising and later fled to the Thailand-Myanmar border area. He subsequently pursued advanced studies in political science at the University of California, Berkeley, in the United States, and is currently pursuing a PhD. In 2016, he founded the Institute for Strategy and Policy Myanmar, ISP Myanmar, an independent research organization that studies and analyzes Myanmar's political, economic, and international affairs. During the administration of the National League for Democracy, NLD, he also helped lead the well-known Yominji Zayed discussions, which focused on academic and policy-oriented analysis of national issues. Following the 2021 military coup, ISP Myanmar relocated its operations abroad and has continued to closely monitor and study developments related to Myanmar's politics, peace process, armed conflicts, and China-Myanmar relations. That concludes our news for this week. Thank you for listening to VOC and have a great week. Goodbye.